Win! All right, everybody. Welcome back to Whiskey Throttle. Today I'm going to try and make sure that we get the power steering finished, the body finished. It's just going to be mounted on the frame, and the gas tank so that we have some sort of fuel system to be able to ride this thing around. And then at the end of this video, hopefully we'll be taking it for a ride. Thanks, guys. Maybe this one. That one fits mint. So that one's going right there. Yep. It's not bad. Real quick little tap deck. Let's do the other side real quick. Tack it in. Hi, buddy. There's our exterminator. He's broken his leg. So, wishing he gets better quick because I need him. Poor little bugger. Yeah, you can see that. So it's this little gap in here is that I'm tacking. Fiddle, fiddle, fiddle around until I get it to where I like it. But I like it here, so I'm gonna give her a little whack right there, and then we'll pull that top corner down. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Here's the plan. I don't think that one's moving. Okay, now I'm just gonna pull that bottom or this corner down a little bit. Is it gonna take more persuasion? It's a bit closer. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's a bit closer. Sure. I'll have to go the best, but whatever. At least she's tapping now. Okay. Now I'm gonna take the shocks off and then get the air compressor ready, and then I'll get you guys, once I get the shocks back off and the air compressor set up and everything like that, I'll show you guys exactly where I'm gonna weld it all up. And then we'll weld all this whole little triangle piece up, and we'll try that upper piece as well. So it looks like right now, one side's definitely better than the other one, but I just didn't want to get spackle on the camera lens. I'll do this one again when I go to weld it up. It'll hold it for now. Just a couple taps. All right, you guys got a pretty sweet angle from there. So now that I got this ready, I got my air hose and a welder, and I'm gonna weld all the way down and then cool it back off, and do that to both sides. Like I told you earlier, we're gonna just get to it. I want to get some of this stuff done. Not bad for somebody that's not the best at welding, but it's welded in, so put the other side and then Dremel the bumps off. Just like that. It's just everything special. You're painting away. You can hardly tell. Okay. So, as you can see, original one all bugger welded on. Next one up holds the mount. Next one up holds the steering column. Next one up holds the bearing. So it's like a big, I don't know. It's a big pain in the ass. But you'll never see it under the body. Clean that up a little bit, I think, but hey, she'll either hold or she won't. You know, if I had a Dremel, it would look all pretty and you'd never see it anyways. Next thing I got planned for, guys, is this front piece. We have to do the shock tower. You know, this whole thing here to support this shock tower. So what I was thinking, where is it? There's a bumper around here. Where is that? Here we go. See the bumper? Here we go. Now I can see you. I can see what you're seeing. Okay, so this is the old bumper from this quad. And I'm thinking, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm gonna cut it off there and cut it off up there and then have this hook around just over the power steering. So I'm gonna cut that and I'll bring back the chunk and I'll show you guys that in a minute. All right. Oh, yeah, you guys can see. So, like I said, I was making that piece that goes from there to there out of that bumper. This is what I come up with. You can see I cut it a bunch of times. I'm gonna weld it all up. And then I go from there down, but I didn't want to go just like to there. I thought it looked kind of goofy. So I went from there with another chunk. And this little chunk is going to go back. And then like that. So I'm going to clean up all the metal surfaces and then tack everything and then test fit it and then weld this whole piece in. And then I made a little triangle for that frame part that goes down on the back side. So I'm going to grind these all clean so I can weld them all and then just tack them into place, and then I'll get you guys, as soon as I go to weld it, I'll get you guys to see what I'm doing. So, all right, here we are again, guys. I told you I'd fill you in after I welded this little piece up, show you what I'm going to do with it. So here we are. I'll get you in here. So this was part of this bumper that used to be here. This is the new piece that I made by just cutting and splicing and bending in the vise over there. I actually smacked my pinky and that hurt, so my pinky's all swollen. But yeah, no, the front part is going in. Doesn't look too bad, so I'm gonna tack it here on camera and then weld it in. And then weld in the back part right there. And then, I don't know, test fit the wiring. I think after we weld this in, and then we'll see if the power steering actually does the thing. Oh, one more thing before I forget, show you this. Right here, where I bent that piece, I ended up having to cut it out. So I cut it right out completely. I'm gonna bring it in a little bit and then weld it up because it wouldn't go over with this piece the way it is. So I'm gonna re-weld it back in just a little bit farther away so that the block or whatever, the little bushing part, can go on easier. So I have to weld that up, but first I'm gonna do this part, give that a tack. So. All right. Sorry. Here we are. I told you I'd come back after I welded it up, because it's only so much welding you can watch. So anyways, I'll show you what it looks like now. This is what it looks like. So I welded everything up and ground it all smooth as best I can with the Dremel. And the cardboard's there so I can rattle can it black, because otherwise it'll just be brown. We are in Canada, so it doesn't take long for the moisture to get to it, and it'll be brown before you know it if you don't paint it. So I'm going to give it a quick rattle can. So this part's in. I did do this piece again, like I said I was going to. And yeah, so this is all, that's all me. That's all from that bumper, by the way. Oh, I should show you guys. So ka-chow. Chow. Before I paint it, might as well take a quick little look. That's what it looks like. So that little step over and step over back. That is from the bumper that I didn't like because it was goofy anyways. First off, here, I'll explain exactly. I have the original part that comes up, like this side. Okay, then the bumper part starts and goes around like this, but it was not this sharp of a bend. So when I realized it got past this part, I started making slices in this side of the tube to get it to hook back and in. And then, like I said, back into the shock tower part. And that's how we did it. So it's getting ready for a rattle can. And what else is there? We did the little knuckle piece, and I did the little triangle pieces to weld the original bracket in. And what's next? Oh, the steering. So real quick before I forget, somebody asked about this. So that right there is just a steering knuckle from a car. I think it's a Fiero steering knuckle. Then I used the steering shaft of the ATV. That's what's all cut up, okay? Then it goes to this piece, which is actually a chunk of the axle shaft of the go-kart that this bearing came off of. I had a spare rear axle because I hit a tree. So I bent an axle and I had an extra bearing because when I bought the new axle, it had another bearing on it. I don't know why you're doing that. Sorry. So yeah, this is a go-kart bearing. This is also off of another one of the frames that I started cutting up a long time ago. When it hit the tree, it bent everything all to shit. So this part here is also the casing bearing housing from the go-kart. And it goes to right here, okay? And it stops right there. So go-kart axle is, I cut a chunk out of it because it fit into this bearing perfect, and it sleeved over the original shaft of the Chinese ATV. So that is a Intrepid Racing go-kart bearing block. And right here where I made this go in, I took just the two pieces off the end of that bumper that I cut up for the front. It has these mounts that go from like here and here out to that bumper. Well, that's where I took those chunks from. I stuck them into the end of the bearing block, bearing block housing, and then I welded it in. And then I went over to the frame with that knuckle, and I made two tabs to go up to that knuckle so that you could bolt it in. Because I got confused and I didn't know what I was going to do about it, because I wanted to make it so that the engine could come out. So I started coming up with ideas to make it work. So I stuck either tab on it, bolted it, and then welded it to the frame. And I did that on both sides. So I hope that helps anybody who decides to do this on their own. And then it goes down and just two tabs right here. And this is the original part, like the knuckle, and the part that was for the front bumper is just stuffed into that bearing housing. casing or whatever they call it. So that's the steering, and then all I did was put the bearing on. It's got the shaft that goes up through it, and it still has the bolt holes on the front of it, so that if you want to tilt it up by, I don't know, every time you move it up a hole, you move the steering shaft up. Or, yeah, you move the steering column up. So I'm gonna give it a quick rattle can so nothing rusts, and you guys can watch. Throw that. First coat, I'll be back after it stops being fumy in here. Give it a time to get that first coat dry. After some rattle canning and making her shiny, that's what it looks like now. Paint job turned out all right. So that's in there, guys and girls. Nobody's watching. So I'm on to, oh, I don't need that cardboard there no more. I'm gonna stick this bushing in real quick into there so that this is lined up, and then I think I'll connect the battery and put the shocks back on. So let's get on that. Whoop! That didn't go so good. Sorry about that. To watch me struggle with this bushing. I don't think it matters what side these go on. Hey, got that pretty good. Okay. The right way with it, good. Sweet. I think I need to put those O-rings in there. Any slop in there? No, there's no slop. Seems pretty sturdy to me. Well, we'll run it like that for now, and if it ever has bind, we'll know we'll look at that part. Okay. You guys over for another view. Okay. Show you how I'm gonna throw a shock in. Ooh, we were so close with that one. I was questioning that whether or not we get by it with that. We should be able to perfectly on like Donkey Kong. Tell me that doesn't work. Come on. It's all good. Still good. Get the bottom started. Nope. That brought it into play. Just me struggling with it. Trying to get it to go into that bottom part. There it goes. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna hope that I can, otherwise I have to cut that one if it starts hitting this part. We'll see. Sorry, give me a minute here, guys. Just getting the right sockets. All that fun jazz. Okay. Come on. It's not bad. Not perfect, but not bad. I think it actually even worked, honestly. Let's do it a little more. Yeah. Yeah, it just barely starts to bump. Not enough to worry me. That's on there. When? Move on. Other bolts to do. Start whacking them all in there. That was too loose. That's better. You don't want to smash them hard either. They gotta move. It's not bad. Okay, other side. Can you see? Hold on, I'll back you up a little bit. So we can get the full effect. Sweet. Okay. Besides all the ball joints being shot, I go, oh yeah, I got the big one in the middle I gotta do. What size do you think that is? I think that was a 3/4 too, wasn't it? No, it's like a big 21 or something like that. She's a big old girthy one. Let's see. I will have to buy a box full of capsule nuts. I'm not using the old garbage capsule nuts that were on it. I'll get some new ones in the hardware store. For now, there we go. I think I need one more for the bottom of this thing, don't I? It's splined. Should be alright. I think that's just to stop it from backing out. There you go. That's for the top of the knuckle. Hey, it went straight in real easy. That's nice. One I didn't have to mess with too much. Ooh, nice too. Okay, so we're tight. It's tight. It's on. On. All our wiring, which we don't need at this moment. So we're gonna I'll grab a battery. We're gonna test this with power steering. These little batteries off Amazon are sweet, by the way. Okay, so that's the battery. I'll get the wiring. Whoever took this off for me, appreciate it. They actually labeled everything. So there's not much wiring to it after they labeled everything. It's pretty sweet. Yeah. Big clip. Here's a little clip. And that says, what does it say on the sticker? It says power steering unit. That's where the plug goes to. Oh, sorry. That's what it looks like to me too. Yeah, it's in there. So we're up on that. Brain. There's the brain. It says IDK. Don't know. I thought it was one of the There's another brand, Easy, but looks the same as an Easy steer. Close enough. Okay, so I got positive and negative. They said they labeled it for me. Sure, I don't mess that up. Okay, that's the positive. That's the ground. Nothing catastrophic yet. I don't see any smoke. Keep your eyes open for smoke. I've never done anything like this before. Okay, and I know there's one more wire. And the wire says 2 orange, white, accessory power. So key switch is what I'm thinking it actually was for. There's another one that says speed sensor trans. Yeah, trans. Speed sensor on the trans. I don't know. I don't have a trans, or if it is, I don't know. We're gonna hook this wire up. We'll go from there. Make sure we don't do anything. Don't do anything stupid. Okay. Accessory power. That's on. Okay. I made a noise. Oh. It turned. Oh, sweet. Oh, yeah. In fact, you guys have a good picture of this. No way, this is dope. I'm stoked. Still on? Okay. Can I steer it? Oh. Battery on my. She's dying. Oh, she. Oh. It's like driving a little car. It works. It works. It works. It works. It works. Look at that. Yeah. So much easier. That's flat too. Like if you're moving, it'd be so much easier. Weird. And if the battery wasn't dead, throw a charger on that real quick too. That's so dope. So, okay, turn it off though. Turn it off. Battery charger. You seen it? It was doing the thing. God, finally some light at the end of this tunnel. It took me a while to get this far. I'm telling you. We don't have a whole lot of money to do this stuff. You're doing it on the cheap. I'm stoked. And yes, this is the one that does lithium ion, this little charger. Ask me how I know that. Because I did something stupid last time and didn't have it work. Plugged in, and I cooked one. Okay. 12-volt lithium. Yeah, blue light. Pain in the air. Never got it because I'm not really happy about having to buy a different charger. That would be cool. I should zip tie that battery down. I'm gonna do that right now. You've seen it. I don't like tipping over batteries. It's sketchy. Come on. This is dope. I'm excited. It's all towed out, all stupid. Tie rods need to be adjusted. I did change the one tie rod end so far because that side was just toast. And when I had it apart, I did replace the one. It's probably why she's sticking stupid, but we'll fix all that stuff. Zip tie. You never zip tied a battery down. What are you doing with that? doubling it up, doing the double up trick. You gotta do it the right direction though. Doesn't work. There you go. Yep. So you don't burn my house down. Just like that. Battery box. Come on in here. Let's have another look at this thing. Can you guys see perfectly? Okay, good. Just got back the zippy ties. Okay. That's cool. Oh, she's got full juice now. She helps a lot. Okay. I'm gonna spray some looby-dooby down there on all the knuckles and joints. Find some. Well, I can't find the spray lube. Ah well. Let's try it. On the concrete. Game on, we're on, right? Yeah, we're on. What's your battery at? She's good, she's good. Okay, go. Tell me that's not sweet. Bam! Sure turns right really well. Or left really well. I mean, how far left it goes. Oh. Who cares? Actually, it's pretty even. Look at that. Makes it bearable. Weird, eh? Electric power steering. You still gotta use like, all I can do with one hand here now. Look at that. You'd never be able to do that with it off. Look, one hand. Okay, let's turn it off. Oh my. Oh, weird how that works. It works. Wow. Tell you what, it actually does work. You guys see that? Power steering. No way. Tell me that's not the sickest thing you've ever seen. You know, that's on dry pavement. All those ball joints have no grease in them, no nothing. We're not even moving. Wait till I'm moving. Like, you get some of the weight off and we're actually like, yeah, this is so much better to ride. Okay, that's it for tonight, guys. I'll catch you guys in the morning. We'll continue on with, what are we doing in the morning? It needs, I'm pretty stoked about this. It definitely needs alignment. She's got lots of flex, which I'm pretty stoked about. We're gonna attach the wiring back down and then get the body back on, put the chain back on. I'm gonna use the regular link right now. Sorry, can you guys see me? So for now, I'm just gonna use the regular 50 series link that's on it. Makes the chain way too long, but I got a half link coming from Amazon that'll tighten that up, and then we do have a tensioner after that, because I don't think the half link's gonna solve all of the problem, but then after that we'll get the tensioner on it. This came in a random box, but it is the right size sprocket for the chain, so I'll probably put that on a tensioner. We don't have to do that right away. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get the wiring on, get a gas tank in it, chain on, body on, drive this thing around. So you guys, good morning. All right. So Here's the good news, bad news, guys. Well, the good news is I got it all completed and ready for a test drive. The bad news is the last 20 minutes of the video here it recorded in 60 frames per second, so it didn't record properly, so I couldn't load it onto my computer. So I'll show you what I did so we can, you know, get ready to take this thing for a rip before it gets too dark out. So I did the box here out of bed frame and just welded it to the angle iron, and that's for the computer for the power steering. I wrapped all the power steering wires up in a bundle just underneath the hood here. It's just a big ass bundle. I'm not really happy with how big the bundle is, but if I didn't want to run the bearing all the way to the back, that's what you get. So next thing I did was I did a pulse pump. So you can see it there. I did a brake line tube that I JB welded into the hole of the intake, and I ran a Mikuni style pulse pump to run up to this carburetor because the gas tank is lower than the carburetor. So I did the pulse pump. I messed around with that a bunch of times. It wouldn't work properly until I got the pump lower because it doesn't really want to like pull much fuel. So it's like, I guess it needs to have pressure in order to pump it. Whatever. Either way, it's in there. And the other thing that I did was the gas tank. I don't know if you can see from there, but yes, I did do this gas tank. It's from a lawnmower. So in the other video that I lost, I actually welded all that up, put all that in, but I'll show you guys. Somebody cut the old part off the lawnmower originally for the gas tank, and I kept it. So that's what I welded onto the frame so that it would hold the gas tank. And then I had to trim the cap lid and a little bit of the bottom of the floor of the Gator. And then it comes down and boop, she sits right like that. And then these are the bolts that hold the frame down of the back cap. So the next thing I'm gonna do real quick so you guys can see, I charged the battery overnight. The next thing on the list to do is to throw the body on and zip tie it down for now because I don't have proper body mounts. So I'm just gonna zip tie it down and take it for a test drive. Power steering, all that stuff is done now. I even threw the chain on. So we gotta get to work with this thing. I gotta, you know, it is an ATV and I will be using it a lot. So here, I'll throw the body on. You guys can watch me do that. Okay. One side. Okay, honey, you can't be doing that. Okay. Can you please sit on the couch? There's the second piece. Outside? Yeah, well, I'm gonna go outside in a minute. I'm gonna go try to test ride this thing. I'm just wondering if
I didn't wash this thing.
stuff out of the way.
I didn't ride with you.
Not with the way, sweetie. I'm wondering if this is going to actually go. Honest with your brother for a bit. No, you're in it? You want to see it too?
Yeah. Whoa, these are so cute.
Okay, helmet on, door open, Hopefully I don't hit my truck trying to back out. Let's just try and go forward, back a little bit, you know what I mean? Just try and move. Okay, key on. Choke on, key on. I got nothing. Oh, I need that. Sorry, key switch has to be plugged in. It's attached to the dash. Crap. Oh, fail. Super easy, just reach up in there. It'll go right in, yes. Make sure we're in neutral again. Okay, we're in neutral. Let's try this for the second or third or whatever, how many times this is. Try it again. Helmet on. We're in neutral. Okay, key on. Choke on. Yes. Nice start. Woo! Thanks for watching, guys. Tune in next time. I'm going to use the shit out of this damn thing. That was sick. It pulls front tires off the ground.